It was supposed to be a slow Tuesday morning at Rosie's diner, the kind of day where the coffee pot never empties and the radio hums quietly behind the clatter of dishes. But life has a funny way of turning the ordinary into something unforgettable. Rosie Carter wiped down the last booth by the window, humming an old Sam Cooke tune, her hands steady from years of hard work. She'd owned the diner for almost 20 years, a warm, humble spot tucked along Route 86 in Alabama. It wasn't fancy, but it was home. The regulars knew her, loved her, and respected her. But when he walked in, everything changed. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and wore a weathered leather vest emblazoned with the flaming skull and wings of the Hells Angels. His beard was thick, his sunglasses mirrored, and his presence demanded attention. Most folks in the diner went silent. Conversations died. Forks paused in midair. Rosie noticed the tremble in her waitress Tanya's hand as she poured coffee. She shot her a calm look. "I got this." She walked up to the man and smiled. "You hungry or just thirsty, baby?" He chuckled, a low, gravelly sound, and removed his glasses. "Coffee. Black. Maybe some eggs if they're as good as I've heard." She nodded. "They're better." He sat alone, quiet and polite, barely looking up. But just 20 minutes later, the peaceful morning shattered like glass. 2 police cruisers skidded into the gravel lot. 4 officers rushed in, hands already on their holsters. "There he is," one of them barked. "Harold Briggs, you're under arrest." The diner froze. Rosie looked at the man, still calmly sipping his coffee. He sighed and placed the mug down, hands raised. "Rosie," he said quietly, "I didn't do what they think I did. I swear on my patch." Rosie didn't know Harold Briggs. She didn't know his story. But she saw something. Not fear. Not aggression. Just tiredness. And something deeper, truth. She stepped in front of him as one officer lunged forward. "That's enough," she said firmly, voice ringing across the tiled floor. "You don't get to come into my diner and treat someone like a criminal without proof. You want to arrest him, show me a warrant. Show me a reason." "Ma'am, step aside." "No," she said. "Not in here. Not like this." The officers hesitated. Tension cracked the air like thunder. "You're obstructing." "I'm defending." Harold didn't resist. He stood, slow and respectful. "I'll go," he said. "But thank you, ma'am." Not many would have done that. The door shut behind them. Rosie stood frozen, heart pounding in her chest, unsure if she'd made a huge mistake. The diner emptied. People whispered. Some didn't come back the next day. But then came Thursday. At 8:03 a.m., a low rumble echoed down Route 86. By 8:10, Rosie looked out the window and dropped her coffee pot. Bikers. Hundreds. Lined up for miles. All patched. All Hell's Angels. The first man through the door was a woman named Red. Fiery hair, sharp eyes. She nodded once. "You Rosie?" "Yeah. You defended one of ours. We don't forget that." Then came Harold. Out on bail. Smiling. "Didn't lie to you, Rosie." The diner filled with leather, laughter, and the scent of gasoline and pancakes. Bikers sat at every booth, every stool. Some helped in the kitchen. One fixed a leaky pipe under the sink. Another painted over the old back wall, adding, "Rosie's Safe House," in bold red letters. Rosie's eyes brimmed with tears. In one day, she'd gone from almost losing her diner to hosting the most feared motorcycle club in America. But the challenges didn't stop there. The next week, a local news station ran the story. The headline was twisted: "Diner owner supports criminal gang." Rosie's phone rang with threats. Her Yelp rating plummeted. Her regulars vanished. But so did her fear. She went on live TV, holding Harold's hand. I saw a man, not a monster. I saw truth, not reputation. If standing up for someone makes me a villain, then maybe y'all need to redefine what a hero is. The interview went viral. Rosie's diner became a symbol. Not of outlaws, but of courage. Tourists came. Veterans came. Even cops, off-duty, sat beside bikers, eating Rosie's famous biscuits and gravy. And through it all, Rosie stood proud. She hadn't just saved a man. She'd rebuilt a community. In the end, this wasn't a story about a black woman or a biker gang. It was about humanity. About standing up, even when your knees shake. About judging less, listening more. And about the fact that sometimes, the scariest-looking people have the kindest hearts. All it takes, is one person willing to see past the leather. Moral: never let fear decide who deserves your kindness. Justice doesn't wear a uniform, it wears truth.